Wife, 38F, is convinced she is pregnant, even though every pregnancy test, store-bought and medical, comes back negative. This is overwhelming. I really need help. My wife and I, 42M, have been married for 2 years, together for 15. All this time, we either hadn't decided to have kids or had problems getting pregnant. After some medical testing, we found out that it was nearly impossible to get pregnant due to some medical issues with her. We were considering adoption when one day she came home and told me she was expecting. Of course, I was super happy. A week later, we had an appointment at the gyno, and she had some blood drawn. The test came back negative, and naturally, I was devastated, but she wasn't. She claimed she was pregnant and that the doctor was wrong. We took some more store-bought tests, and they all came back negative. My wife is in complete denial. Now she claims we are having twins. She is buying them clothes and decorations and is pressuring me to start on the nursery. I am at a loss and don't know what to do. My inaction is making her believe that I want to leave them and that I am going to doom my wife to the life of a single mom. What the is even happening? I love her, but I don't know what to do. Edit. Forgot to add. I have tried talking her into therapy, but she accuses me of gaslighting her. Little update. Edit. Thank you guys. You really helped me out. Yesterday was tough, and you helped me get clarity. I've had a chat with our doctor who will now be handling this with us. I would like to thank most of you with useful advice, and hopefully, I will be able to update with good news someday. But a you to those who said I should divorce her because she is crazy, and an extra to the guy who used this post to push his anti-abortion agenda. Update. I called our primary doctor and told him about the problem. He seemed very concerned and wanted us to come see him the next morning. He said it was important to be gentle but not feed into her delusions. I sat her down and we talked. All she wanted to discuss was when I would get the nursery started, that we were on a time crunch, how she had found the perfect color for the room, and how she wanted me to be more involved in her pregnancy. I tried to remain calm, but I was very perturbed by seeing her that way. I asked her to go to the doctor with me tomorrow. She said yes, that she wanted to check on the babies either way. Now I took some advice and words you gave me about staying calm and asking a bit why she thinks she is pregnant without calling her delusional. So I did. She kept changing subjects or saying, "A mother just feels it. You wouldn't know how it is." Then I said that I loved her very much, that I would never think of leaving her, but we needed to go to the doctor to confirm her gut feeling. She got very agitated and was crying, telling me that if I wanted to leave her, I should simply leave, but I shouldn't call her a liar. Somehow, I managed to calm her down enough for her to go to sleep. After she did, I went on her computer. I never snoop on her, but I remembered a commenter pointing out forums about cryptic pregnancy, so I went for a look. Oh boy. She was in 2 Facebook groups. One was a normal mommy Facebook group, and the other was a group about women who believed they were pregnant. In the normal group, she would post updates about her symptoms and pictures of her belly and her story about how she was almost not able to have children, but thanks to the grace of God that kissed her tummy, the gift of life was given to her, and how she was compensated for all these years of suffering with twins. In the other group, the women were quite literally, and excuse me here, insane. They were feeding into each other's delusions. A woman said that she was almost 2 years pregnant and how sometimes it just takes longer. My wife would post there, complaining about doctors who do not take her seriously and about me. So many women were causing her to fear that I would leave, saying things like men cannot stick to a woman. Many recounted their stories about how their marriages broke down because their spouses could not handle the pregnancy. I was really scared. I researched phantom pregnancies and read somewhere that it could also be a sign of schizophrenia. To say the least, I could not sleep. I was, and still am, very afraid of losing her. She woke up, and I tried to act like nothing was wrong. We were going to the doctor, and it was as if nothing had happened yesterday. She was convinced that we were going for a pregnancy checkup. Things got really bad when we started talking to the doctor. He was really tactful when speaking to my wife. He tried to explain to her that it was medically impossible for her to be pregnant. We tried to show her tests, the ultrasound we did the day before, but nothing. She got more agitated and began to cry and then scream at me for making her look like a crazy person. She began bouncing back and forth and holding her head with both hands. We could not calm her. She went into a full-on panic attack. She could not breathe. The doctor laid her down and tried giving her some medicine for her to relax, but it did not help as he didn't have the necessary tools to treat a panic attack that was that bad. She had to go to the hospital, where they took care of her and did an EKG to exclude that she was suffering a heart attack. At that point, I really had no other option than to inquire about involuntary commitment, as I could not do it myself. I needed my doctor's statement that she was a danger to herself and others, and he had to initiate the process of an involuntary examination of 72 hours. After that, we will have to submit a written statement to the court to determine whether or not she can stay there against her will. So far, I have submitted all her posts in both Facebook groups, as well as the test we did with timestamps when possible. My wife is 2 days into the 3-day examination, and I have no contact with her. When I last saw her, she was furious this with me. She said I was taking away her freedom, which I am. I feel horrible, dirty, and useless. She is so mad at me. I feel like I am abandoning her and don't know how she will ever forgive me for this. I love her with all my heart. I am afraid of what will happen if the courts decide that I can't commit her and how our life will be affected. I feel like I failed to protect her. At this point, I am just rambling. Sorry for the long post. I guess I just need to vent because I have no one else to really turn to who just wants to listen. I feel judged by everyone and pitied. I just hate it. Sorry for spelling mistakes. Edit. I will not leave my wife, you unempathetic dickheads. When I gave my vows, I meant through illness and bad times. I am not only in it for the good times. If you truly love someone, you will do whatever it takes to see them healthy again. Would you leave your spouse if they went through a severe physical illness? I am here to stay. I will not divorce her. She is not a psycho, she is sick. I hope none of your loved ones ever have to go through this because their support net will consist of cowardly dickheads. Sorry for the rant, but if you want to say something like divorce that nut, don't even bother. I understand people who make the choice to leave when the situation begins to mess with their mental health, and I respect that, but I won't do that. Edit 2. My wife didn't have a heart attack. She was examined because panic attacks register with similar symptoms as heart attacks. I don't exactly know what our doctor gave her, as I was so distraught, but it wasn't a sedative. I think it was something along the lines of Valium or Baldrian. Over-the-counter stuff mostly. She has family. She is estranged from most of them. Her sister is now at our place to help. Also, refrain from such stupid comments like, I'll bet she will leave, bro. She is cray. How did you marry her? Because they are not helpful at all. Especially the bets that are going on that my wife will leave me once she gets better. It just seems like you want me to divorce. Get a life. Update. Hi guys, it's me again. We have a lot of time on our hands, so I thought, why not update the community that helped me? Even if it was just to let me know that I could vent. I don't even know how much time has passed, but I am very happy to say that things are working out. I have my wife's permission to share this with you all, and she is even telling me to greet you. After being in the 72-hour stay, it was determined that she had to stay there. My wife was pissed for the first few weeks. It was a devastating time, but time and therapy heal all wounds. Slowly, I was allowed to come visit, and every day I went, I saw a bit more of the person I loved. There were setbacks along the way, and I had to watch a lot what I said and did. For example, the first few weeks, she wouldn't tolerate touch or anything like that. Our trust had to be regained slowly from both sides. We put so much work in, and even now that she is back home, and has been for a while, we sometimes have bad days where it is difficult for my wife to get out of bed, or where I am suspicious of her getting back into that state. But at the end of the day, I am happy. We go to counseling together, and we are in individual therapy as well, especially because, due to the stress, I developed a form of anxiety, but every day it's a bit better. I have discovered new sides of my wife, like the new hobby that she has of making resin jewelry and decorations. Even our quarantine time has been quite peaceful. We still have remote therapy and everything. Things are not normal yet, and adoption is not back on the table as of now. We have given ourselves at least a year of therapy before we think about parenting and raising a child. One thing is for certain, I am still in love with my wife, and I still love her so much. Our relationship might not be better than ever, but it sure as hell is stronger than ever. Also, she has done a lot of self-reflection and of course has thanked me for how I handled things. She is lovely. We are happy.